Hello everyone, this is Cesar from CesarUSA.com. The purpose of this video is to talk about the situation when the hard drive gets full, the email account gets full, cell phone gets full, and what to do about it, and some other tips here and there. Before that, I want to mention something that you can do to save time, to be more productive. It's like if you browse, which probably you do, the same websites over and over again. You don't have to be typing the addresses. You could actually create a Microsoft Word file and save it as an HTML file or HTML. Instead of saving as a docx file, you save it as a HTML or HTML file. You could call it, for example, internet.htm or home.htm or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, for example, I have DuckDuckGo already set up as a link. The other ones I need to set it up on this sample. So what you do is you select the item that you want to link, like this one. You basically select the text and you put a hyperlink. But before that, you need to go to your browser and go to the page website, copy the link, and then do Alt Tab to come, or in the menu at the bottom just select the Microsoft Word file and insert the link. So instead of appearing the whole link like this, you will just it will just appear as the short version of it, whatever you type in here. So you could put it, for example, here you could just call it Keubo e-paper. You know what I'm saying? And then in here you actually replace this with the link. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't have these long links. You have just the name. You know what I'm saying? So that's one tip. And then you save it, and then you open it in. You could actually set it up as a home page. Your local file, you can set it up as your home page. From Word, you can do Control-click, but it's safer, faster, not safer, but faster, to just have a home page set up to a local file that have all the links that you want to use. Okay. Okay, so we started with the. Let's go back to here. This is my home page. You could actually set up if you have a website, you can set up a home page for your own use. For example, this one is useful links, and then you want to go to my home page. I have a link to it where I have frequently used websites. Okay, you can set up your own, or use this one in the meantime, and maybe copy some of these ones. Just that if you copy from here, it's not going to copy the way you want it. For example, if I do Control-C and then I go to here and I pasted them, it comes, but it pastes with extra spaces, and it will paste with the links not working, you know. So you have to actually manually paste them. I mean, edit the entries. You know what I'm saying? Unless you do probably some other type of paste which I don't think it works in here. Anyway, so what I wanted to start saying is about full emails. I just got a complaint somebody who basically his mailbox got full, and he had to start paying for storage. You know, so it's a monthly charge. He didn't want to pay it, but he felt forced to do it because he ran out of space. So one thing that you can do is remove files, emails that have attachments, especially those pictures, videos. But you don't want to delete them. You can set up, for example, install this program that is called Outlook Express that will download the email. The thing is that you need to be careful, because they need to be they are auto synchronizes. But if you delete them from the web, it may delete them if you don't set it up correctly. It will also delete it from your local hard drive. You know what I'm saying? When you set up Outlook Express, it may delete it also in your local hard drive, and then you lose. So what you could do is just save the attachments, for example, picture, whatever you want to save on your local hard drive, and then delete it from your email account. So basically, in Gmail, you can set up do a search for all the files that have attachments, all the emails that have attachments, and see which ones you want to delete and which ones you want to just save to your hard drive. Either save the attachments and delete the email, things like that. Way, basically, delete what you don't want, spam, things like that. You can kind of remove, but that's time consuming. Another way to do it is if you open an extra account on Gmail that you can, for example, you can have multiple email accounts, could be Hotmail, Gmail, or whatever, and you just have one for home use, one for work, and one for spam email. So basically, if you sign up for a newsletter, you can, when you sign up, you don't sign up with your work or home email, you sign up with the spam email account. So that way all the newsletter will come to a separate location that if it gets full, it's not a big deal. You can just delete all those emails because it's just newsletters or whatever. You can delete the old newsletters, things like that, and your work email will not be affected, and you don't have to search for one by one. Your home email may get full quickly if your family sends you a lot of videos, audios, things like that take a lot of space. Same for work. Even for work, you may get a lot of attachments, things like that can fill up your account quickly. Especially if you use the website free accounts, they have a limit. Work, they have higher limits, but then if you leave your job, those stay there. So anyway, let's say also your hard drive is getting full, then that's another situation. Or your cell phone, for example, your cell phone could get full with so many voice messages, like in WhatsApp, you may get a lot of voice messages and pictures, photos, you name it, and then it gets full. So what you can do is buy a little multiple. It could be 164 gigabyte micro SD, and insert it into the cell phone and transfer all those photos, pictures into your memory stick. Your sync micro SD, and then you can take it out and actually transfer those to your computer. Also, in your computer, you may have an extra hard drive, like an external USB hard drive, that you can actually, when you do is you transfer a bunch of files, data. You transfer data to an external hard drive that you can put in a safe place. So you could have in the computer, the software that you can reinstall at any time, and even wipe the whole computer and reinstall over, because your data is safe not safe, but it's in an external hard drive, and then you can put that in a safe. So you can have your own safe for yourself, and you can have a safe for your wife. So basically, you could have your own private data in separate safes. You know what I'm saying? There are divorces, so maybe the husband doesn't want his private information to be taken away by a divorcing wife or other people. So make sure that you have an external hard drive to put in a safe place every time you go out, because anybody can plug it into their own laptop and look at all those data and copy and whatever, or delete it or whatever, or drop it, and then everything is damaged. So that's the problem with external hard drives. If you drop it, is if it is one of those old ones, the data will be destroyed. So it's good to have multiple hard drives, so you could back up it or do multiple backups, and you can number them, label them, so you know which one and how updated they are and things like that. So a computer could have just your computer, I mean your software, your computer programs, and the data could be in a separate hard drive that it can be plugged. And maybe you can set up a password for the hard drive, but make sure you don't lose the password. Maybe like set up the hard drive to be encrypted, but make sure you don't lose the password because you will be in trouble big time. So what I was saying about the cell phone, the micro SDs, then you transfer all those videos and photos and whatever to the micro SD. So if you lose and just leave them at home. So when you go outside, if somebody steals your phone, you drop your phone, it fell, whatever, your data is safe at home. So you should not be taking your photos and takes safe secret stuff on your cell phone outside, and then somebody steals it, and then get access to your photos, and then maybe publish them and whatever. So the devices should have, especially if you take them out, you should not have secret information in them, because the software that tries to get your photos, things like that. So those should be in a memory. As soon as you can, transfer to a memory and take it out, take the little memory outside and put it in a safe place at your house. Just make sure that you don't get stolen at your house. But it's very easy to hide a micro SD in a house. You know what I'm saying? So your data should not be going out on the street. That could be stolen, the cell phone or your computer, laptop. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe dropped and then you lose it. So I already talked about hard drives. You could have multiple hard drives. You could have a hard drive for work, a hard drive for home, but maybe it's an overkill. But you could have maybe two external hard drives. One as the main hard drive for your data, and a second as a backup. So you could actually use two USB ports and transfer files from one to the other. And so two hard drives plugged into your computer and do double backup into one and then backup from one to the other. So have double backups, things like that. So let's go back to this is on Safe PC. One thing that is I wanted to mention is that sometimes people browse into unsafe websites, and they may have viruses. What you can do is have a PC that is for safe work. That could be mainly not connected to the internet, only for updating, but only to safe places. So basically, well-known websites that are safe, that would be your safe PC. And it could be another computer that is what I would call an unsafe PC, which means that any unsafe activities, for example, some people like to browse pornographic websites, but some of them have viruses, trojans, all kind of malware. So if some people want to go to those websites, unsafe websites, unknown websites, they could do that in an unsafe PC, meaning that you know that if it gets a virus, it's not a big deal because you can just delete or reinstall everything and you should be okay. And the unsafe PC could also have an unsafe hard drive. So the data will be in the unsafe hard drive. The unsafe PC will be the one for browsing unsafe websites. So if you think, okay, I'm going to visit a pornographic or whatever site, then the person knows that it's an unsafe PC, that if something happens, no big deal, that there's no data that could be lost there, and if it gets hijacked or whatever, it's not a big deal because that's the unsafe PC. It can be just everything could be reinstalled, erased and reinstalled. All right. So as long as you can afford it. Other than that, I mean, there's software that will warn you when a website is unsafe. For example, my website is not an HTTPS protected; it's just HTTP. So sometimes people will get a warning that it's unsafe to go to this website because it has not been protected by secure browsing. All right. And for example, this is what I was telling you, work from home PC. You can have everything you like in there. but it's not. It should not be for used for unsafe browsing. So, you know what I'm saying? It should be kind of for safe browsing only. Very well-known websites, and not clicking on links that are unknown places that could get a virus on it. Make sure you get your ergonomics right, set up correctly. You know, no slouching, things like that. Here is what I was gonna show you how to, but this one I got signed up already. But I was gonna show you how to create a new account, but it's very easy. Just go for example to google.com and sign up for a new account, or Hotmail, or whatever other provider. There are better providers that have safer. Make sure to learn how to use Windows Explorer. For example, here's one picture where it shows, it's not my PC, this is somebody else's photo. If you open Windows Explorer in the computer, you will see it will show you where is it right now, showing what it's showing, and it has the directory for the program files, two directories, one for older programs that are 86, and for newer programs, the program data, Windows directory. You don't want to mess up with those directories, because those are the system directories. You don't want to put data there or stuff like that. Those are for the software to use. Okay, normally it will be one that says My Documents, where you will it should be there where you will have your own personal files. And this particular example, there is a D drive. The main hard drive is C. That's the local hard drive, and the D drive could be an external, could be an USB hard drive. And there is a network link on it. It's a recycle bin, where you can see if you erase something, you can go back to it and restore it. What happens sometimes, people delete stuff by mistake or change their mind, they don't want to delete it anymore, so they could go to the recycle bin and recover it. What happens is that when you delete something, it doesn't delete it fully. It just saves it to the recycle bin as if it were a separate, another folder. These are all folders, but this folder is especially created for deleting and recovering. So if you delete something by mistake, you can go to recycle bin and undelete. Or you can empty the trash bag. This is like a trash can. So it's in the trash can, and you can empty the trash can or the recycle bin. Everything it gets deleted almost permanently unless you use a utility to recover the files. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got that. Your computer is so slow. Maybe it's because you're running out of hard disk space. You were wondering, how come my computer is so slow? Could be because it's a virus, or because you're running out of space, because Windows needs some space to work. Software needs some extra empty space to work. So you're running, for example, you only have 3 gigabytes left, and then you're going to do video. You may not have enough space to do it. So that's when you do transfer the files, the data, the photo, videos, the large files to your external or second hard drive. Okay. Now let's talk about something else, and this is regards to health. Make sure that it's not only sitting down all day on the computer. You need to eat healthy, do exercise, things like that. This, for example, is Dr. Veller. He speaks Spanish, so this is about medicine. You can look for doctors that speak English on YouTube. This is another one, Metabolismo TV, that's in Spanish. If you also speak Spanish, you can watch the videos that he provided. He passed away, but he provided a lot of good advice. This is the junk food. Make sure you don't eat junk food. Avoid it at low costs. Try to eat healthy. You don't want to eat eating a lot of sugar, carbs, things like that. Try to eat healthy. There's a lot of people drinking sodas, which are terrible. Too much sugar, donuts. Breakfast is a donut with soda, or lunch is a donut with soda, things like that. You don't want to do that. Try to eat healthy, but fruits. And do not make fruit juice, rather eat it whole, because you do the juice, keep the everything that comes with the fruit, because sometimes you filter the and just leave the liquid, but you don't you sometimes what it is, the filters is actually, you need that, you don't want to spike. For example, an orange juice, a lot of sugar, because you don't want a sugar spike. That's pretty damaging. So make sure you eat healthy. You don't want to get full of stuff that is bad for you. Okay. For example, the marshmallows is pretty bad, full of sugar. French fries, you name it, all this junk food, it's not good for you. And let's see about exercise, lack of activity, it's bad for you. So try to force yourself to do exercise if you hate it. Do some things. For example, if you live in a building, you could go up the stairs a few floors. For example, you live on the 5th floor, maybe you take the elevator on the 3rd floor, or go all the way up to the 5th floor. You know what I'm saying? And so make sure you do the exercise, walk. If you do sports, make sure they're not risky. Sometimes people play these strong sports and they get injured. So make sure it's a safe sport. Phone, for example, when is this excessive phone use and the side effects. For example, when they answer the phone, they don't put it on a speakerphone, they put it on their ear for privacy. But the cell phone on your ear is gonna damage your brain and everything else, including your ear, because the phone releases radiation that is damaging to the head. It will basically fry your head little by little. Sometimes people get headaches and they don't know why, because it's of the cell phone use. And also people get addicted to the cell phone. They don't want to do anything. They just want to be sitting down and just use the cell phone and do social media all day.